Right. As far as I'm aware, we're now live. So I'm looking to the live chat. Please don't troll me by just all staying quiet. And can somebody just let me know? Okay, you're all trolls. I don't hate you though. So I'm just going to go on as if we're live, which I'm pretty sure we are. And as you can see, thanks, to my right or left, who knows these days, we have Rob Christian. He doesn't need introducing, but I'm just going to say that he has his own channel. He does some amazing, amazing work, going through hours and hours of pretty disgusting material often, and just funny at other times, and like sadistic and satanic also. But he does it for the love of Jesus. He does it to help Muslims through love come away from Islam, which is all of our goals really as Christian apologists. He's a Christian apologist also. So I'm going to shut up now. No, I'm not. The topic today is basically women in Islam, what Muhammad's views on women were, and how we can infer that from the text and how we can directly see, I'm going to guess, disrespect and disregard. And yeah, Rob, over to you. And I think Rob's going to also say a prayer after he's introduced himself.
Yeah, thank you, dear sister Kay from Soccer Films. God bless you. God bless your ministry. Our dear sister here, it's an honor for me that she invited me to do another live stream again with her. We have done a couple of live streams already together, so we're not new to each other. God bless her. She has amazing content, and I pray to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ so that her ministry, her YouTube channel, will grow. Please, guys, give this amazing sister some love. Subscribe to her YouTube channel. Smash that like button. And again, thank you, dear sister Kai, for inviting me to do another live stream with you. I know it is really hard these days for me to deliver. I have so many people, amazing people to do live shows with, but my schedule is a little bit messed up. But God is good, and Lord willing, we will do an amazing live show together. And I hope our people here can invite and share the link to this live show on social media. Christians, please give this dear sister some love, and let us do this. Let us start. Sister, you asked me also to pray, and I like to pray because without Jesus, in His holy name, we are nothing. So I want to ask everybody to pray with me, if you can listen to this prayer, so that we can start and the live show can be blessed by our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So pray with me. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. باسم الآب والابن والروح القدس إله واحد نحن نصلي. We pray. Lord, thank you for allowing me to do another live stream with our dear sister, this amazing sister from Soccer Films, Sister Kai. Please bless her ministry, bless her loved ones and family, and all the admins and everybody who is here now listening and subscribing. Lord Christ, thank you for coming into this world to save us from eternal death, from eternal damnation. You came to cleanse our wicked flesh, to wash away the sins of the world. Without you, O Christ, we would have been lost. You are such a loving God that you did not leave us on our own to die in our sins. We are washed and we are justified in your holy name, O Lord Christ, your name above all names. Jesus, I want to ask you to keep my wife and baby boy healthy and safe. And please bless them and protect our dear sister here, who is risking her lives when she goes on Speaker's Corner and debates Muslims. Please keep her safe, her family, her loved ones, and bless them. Bless this dear sister, O Father. O Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit. Please, Jesus, give us today a measure of your strength, so that we might not give into any taqiyya, any makr, any deception, any tawriya, any taqiyya or any doubt. O Lord, help us honor you in all our ways. Lord, fill me with your Holy Spirit and loosen my tongue today, like our dear sister here, and guide me and guide her, so we can speak the truth, nothing but the truth, without any error or any shame. Lord, give us wisdom and courage to do whatever needs to be done. In Jesus' name, in His holy name we pray. Amen. Amen. We are live. All right, sister.
Right. Okay, so starting off the topic, I assume I've got some Christian material, biblical, scriptural opinions and instructions about and for women. So as Rob's taking us through his screen in a moment, when I can, because he's a professional talker, for anybody who's watched his live stream, I'll just be waving in the background, trying to get his attention. And I'll then just jump in with I'm going to take a wild guess and say the complete opposite of whatever Mohammed's about to be saying through Rob's screen and the somewhat ancient text that he's going to quote. So, okay, Rob, would you like me to share the screen?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
I remember.
In the meantime, I want to say hello to the regulars that I see. I knew a couple of people are here. Sister Dragon Daenerys, one of the admins here. God bless her. Tony King, Zach Black, Apostate, all these people. God bless you. Thank you for being here and supporting our sister. Please help her. Give her some love, guys. Subscribe and smash the like button, please.
That's an order, by the way. You have to do it, people.
Or else we have the sword of Muhammad. Yeah, so you know.
Yeah, he's got the Arabic down, so I wouldn't mess with him. Right, let me try and share the screen because it might be embarrassing, but I think yes.
That's it. Thank you for sharing the screen, sister.
No worries.
All right. Again, guys, welcome and thank you, dear sister, for inviting me to do this collab live show today. We are live, guys. Yes, you heard correctly. We are live. I'm seeing the live chat on the right. So please invite and let us do this. Today's topic, as we mentioned, what did Muhammad say? What did Allah say about women in his Quran, for example, and in the Hadith? Remember, according to chapter 53, ayah 3 and 4, وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِلَّا هُوَ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ, meaning, according to the Quran, everything that comes out of the mouth of Muhammad is nothing but divine revelation. So everything that comes out of the mouth of Rasulullah, Muhammad, it's nothing but divine revelation. So everything that we are going to show you is supposedly from Allah today. All right, let us start. Sister, are you ready?
After that picture, I'm not sure, but go for it.
This is Muhammad, the lustful prophet. Come on.
I wrote that in the middle in Arabic.
Yes, facts. Yes, facts. Muhammad. This is the name of Muhammad, by the way, guys, in Arabic. See how proud Muslims are with their calligraphy.
Good job he wasn't a graffiti artist. He'd have been there all.
Yeah. If you didn't know, maybe you would have taken a tattoo by accident on your arm of this. Yeah.
Maybe.
Of Rasul al-Shaytan, yeah. All right, guys. The lustful prophet, the lustful 7th century prophet from the Arabian desert. What did he say about women? And why am I calling him the lustful prophet? In a couple of moments, you'll see why. Here is an example, guys. If we go to Tafsir al-Qurtubi, one of the Mufassirun, right? One of the commentators, very famous scholar, early scholar, the al-Qurtubi, in his Tafsir for the Quran, volume 17, page 172. Look what this following interpretation, Tafsir for the Quran by this Islamic commentator, al-Qurtubi. Women are like cows, horses, and camels, for all are ridden. What? This is Quran? Yes, this is the Quran. This is Tafsir by Ibn Kathir by Al-Qurtubi for the Quran. Women are like cows, horses, and camels, for all are ridden. So according to the Quran, women are like animals, and Allah made women, the Muslimas, equal with animals because they are all ridden to produce little jihadi boys to fight in the name of Allah. Yeah, that's what women are good for in Islam. And I think, sister, this must be Aisha or Sauda.
The beautiful Muslim,
mother of the believers. Oh, yeah, I think it's Sauda, because Sauda was huge. Sauda was old. Yeah, she was huge, and that's why Muhammad wanted to get rid of her. Right? She heard Muhammad. Muhammad wanted to have another wife. And she told them, "You can keep my days. Give her to Aisha. Give my days." You remember, every mother of the believers get her day, right? And she said to Muhammad,
Right.
"Please don't divorce me. Give my day to Aisha, your
Oh,
beloved
the
baby bride."
special evenings, you mean? Like
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
day of
Yes, her day,
oh,
exactly. Yeah. So I
okay.
think this is Sauda because she's huge. And remember, that's what the Quran says about women. So I think this is Sauda.
Just before you
Anyway,
go on, Rob, just
yeah,
before, I'm going to just tell you that Proverbs 12:4 says, "A worthy woman is the crown of
yeah.
her husband." I
Amen.
mean, that's
Amen to
so
her. Yeah.
different to a
That's what the
cow.
Bible exactly teaches about a woman. But in Islam, woman is nothing but a cow, right? A cow. God forbid that our holy God would have said that about our beloved wives, sisters, and daughters. God forbid, because as you see, the Quran is nothing but the book of Satan, right? For some reason, I hear myself double. I have no idea why, but it's
Can
not that.
only hear, yeah,
Yeah,
I can only hear you once, if that helps.
yeah,
I can
maybe.
mute
Yeah,
myself while you're speaking. Give me two. Let's see if this makes a difference. Hold on.
yeah. Test, test. Yeah, this is okay. I think it's from your side, sister. Yeah. So okay. Maybe we can, when you want to jump in, just unmute and then. All right. All right. Perfect.
I'll be
So
doing the sign language from over here,
all right.
everybody. So you'll see my face.
No, sister, thank you so much for having me again. Let us continue. So, women are in Islam, according to the Quran, cows, horses, and camels. Let us continue. Here's another example. Sahih al Bukhari, and this hadith is reported everywhere in many hadith. Sahih al Bukhari, hadith number 514. Watch. Narrated Aisha, mother of the believers, the baby bride, the beloved baby bride Aisha of Muhammad. The things which annul, which stop prayers of men, realize men are praying and maybe a woman passes by. So the things which annul a prayer were mentioned before me, and those were a dog, a donkey, and a woman. I said, Aisha said, you have compared us, women, to donkeys and dogs. So you see how equal, to what women are equal in Islam, to donkeys, dogs, cows, horses, and camels. For all are ridden. What is left? So you are not even equal to a man in Islam as a woman. There you go. Let us continue. Maybe you want to add something on top of this, sister? Okay, before I continue.
Yeah, I'd like to add what a complete twaddle talker this man was, obviously, but I'm going to come in with a verse rather than my own opinion because,
Yeah.
charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears Yahweh, she shall be praised. Whether she's being compared to a donkey, a dog, a camel, or whatever else it was, she will still be praised just alone through the fear of God, like being a godly woman. Nothing to do with interfering with the prayers of an all-knowing God, of the people to the all-knowing God, because nothing can interfere with your prayers if you're a Christian. Nothing other than
Mm.
yourself.
Yeah. And I want to ask the admins, Fergan, Daenerys, and others, if you can keep an eye on my channel. If people are still waiting until Kingdom come, let them know that we are streaming here, right? So we are streaming here. So let admins let the people know. So now and then, because I just want to be sure that they are not waiting there. So where's Rob? No, Rob is here, and we are already live streaming. Let us continue, sister. Everybody must have heard about Hur al Ain, the big, wide, beautiful-eyed Hur al Ain of the Muslims, that Muslims will get when they go to the brothel that Allah created. The pimp himself, Allah, the pimp of pimps, Allah and his Rasul, he created Jannah for men to enjoy as much as they can from the Hur al Ain, right? And if we go to the Quran, we can see Allah describes them. He gives them some descriptions. If we go to Surah An-Naba, chapter 78, ayah 33, and this is the Arbery translation, we can read, and maidens with swelling breasts like of age, kapow, right? Melon-sized women in the Jannah. I mean, in the pimp, his Jannah, Allah Himself. I mean, you see, Islam is nothing but a cult created by a man, a lustful man, for his Sa'alik, right? His army of thugs that he collected, that he gathered to rob caravans and to convince them, join me. And if you die in my name, if you die under the banner of Islam, Allah will give you beautiful eyed houris with swelling breasts. I mean, who doesn't want to recite the Shahada after today's live show? I mean, come on. You must be convinced that Islam is the truth. Let me continue, sister. And we showed you Muslim women are nothing, they're only good for one thing, to produce, they are cows to produce as many jihadis as Muhammad wanted, right? And one of the nicknames of the women of Jannah, imagine this is your sister, ya Muslimin. I hope that there are Muslims who are watching, or maybe will watch this live show later. Your sisters, your mothers, your wives, your daughters are called what in Jannah? Qahba. That's the Arabic word, sister. Not sure if you have heard, or maybe you have been insulted by, they often use or call or insult our women by this word. Qahba means literally a whore. A whore. That's what Muslim women, I kid you not. Guys, I'm not kidding and I have proof. When I say something, I have proof, right? To back it up. That's what Allah Himself, and remember, if Allah speaks, Muhammad speaks, and it's divine revelation. This is the Quran, guys. Qahba. And I have proof. That's what Allah calls Muslim women in Jannah. So you are a whore. You heard it correctly. A whore. Yeah. Another synonym is sharmuta. Yeah. You're a sharmuta or a qahba. And here's the proof, guys. Before I show you the proof, let us first start with chapter 4, ayah 24. Remember, Muslim women are called whores. And here's also a description why they are whores. Here on earth, but also in Jannah. Watch. This is chapter 4, Surah An-Nisa, ayah 24, the famous ayah. But they will always read the false translation. So this is my correct translation, guys. This is my own personal translation, because they will never ever translate it the correct way. And I hope you can take screenshots, guys, and you can use it in your debates with Muslims. Chapter 4, Surah Al-Mut'ah itself, chapter 4, ayah 24, the Mut'ah. The Mut'ah. Everybody here have heard of Mut'ah. فَمَا اسْتَمْتَعْتُمْ بِهِ مِنْهُنَّ فَأُوتُهُنَّ أُجُورَهُنَّ فَرِيدًا. That's what the Arabic says. Rob, you don't know Arabic. Yeah. That's what I always hear. If you enjoy of it, what is it? The vagina of the women, of the Muslim women, the mut'ah. If you enjoy the vagina, so that's step number 1, you see, like a whore. First, you sleep with her, and then you give her, then you give them their wages, their money, maybe a jacket, maybe some fruit, maybe some, vegetables. I don't know. Depends how rich you are. Maybe 5 cents. I have no idea how.
Excuse me, sir. Can I just ask a question at this point?
Yes.
Does that mean that these absolute gentlemen, these princes among men, these charmers, if you will, does it mean if they can say that they don't enjoy it after they've already gone there, then they don't have to give them a biscuit or a cup of tea or a...
it needs to enjoy. It says enjoy. Istamtatum. So if you don't enjoy, Allahu alam what will happen. I mean, maybe you're busy, and you're not enjoying. Maybe the woman, she has a bad day. I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, so you enjoy, guys. That's step number 1. Fama istamtatum bi is the vagina of them, of the woman, of the Muslim women, guys. These are Muslim women. Don't forget. So let's say you want to enjoy the woman, her vagina. You say to her, you know what? I will give you 5 cents for 2 hours. For 2 hours, yes. So then if you get pleasure, then you give them the money that you agreed on. Let's say 5 cents, maybe 10 cents. I don't know what the wages are that you agreed on before the... Yeah. So that's your Muslim women, ya Muslimin. That's what Allah allowed a Muslim man to do to your mothers, sisters, and daughters. This is a religion? Is this a religion, guys? Is this God speaking?
No, I tell you why, Rob, because a verse just popped in my mind, but I'm terrible with references if I don't look them up. But I remember when God is speaking about Judah and Israel as if they were women. And I once had a Muslim really convinced that God had two girlfriends. I was just like, dude. But he says of the Arabs, actually, or the nomads, he says they are sitting at the side of the road like a prostitute. When he talks about idolaters, he says they are prostituting themselves to other gods. Exactly. He doesn't ever use prostitution as a compliment or as something to be like sanctified by, you know, like overseen by God as a good thing. But this is literally in the Quran. This is the instructions Quran on how to basically knock a, I don't know how to say it in proper English, how to withhold your money from a prostitute by lying and saying, well, it wasn't that great, honey.
Yeah, like, sister, do you see also how they lie in the translation? Pick any translation. They have to sugarcoat it because they are so embarrassed about Allah the pimp. I mean, Muhammad. There's nothing called Allah. It's Muhammad inventing and fabricating those ayahs because Muhammad wanted to sleep with as many women as he could in the Arabian desert. And he slept with many, right? He slept with Muslim women.
That's
and Muhammad practiced this. Muhammad did mut'ah. His Sahaba did it. I mean, Muslim men today they have a much higher standard. They have better morals, but more dignity than their prophet.
Can I just say that is a real life miracle right there. If Muhammad got lots of women to sleep with, because if he was sitting on Khadijah's lap back at the beginning, he was potentially a midget, like very small build guy, you know, like he had a problem with people's ankles. So I'm guessing maybe his ankles weren't very attractive. Like how he even got one woman is a bit of a miracle, but this is like potentially the miracle of the Quran. You know, there's no miracles. That might be one of them. I might have found it.
Yeah, you said very important thing. Remember, guys, she's talking about Khadija. Sister Kai just mentioned Khadija. As long, guys, take notes, as long Khadija was alive, his boss, remember Khadija, she hired him. He was working under his boss, the real man of the house, Khadija. As long Khadija, the most wealthiest woman of Mecca, was alive, Muhammad did not dare to sleep around with other women, or let alone marry other women. The moment Khadija dies, he started to get as many women inside their panties, right? And that's the prophet of Islam for you. This is a religion, guys?
Or is this a cult? Not only women, Rob. I know you speak Arabic and I don't, but it's definitely 65-4 is not only women.
No. You know, and the thing is, sister, there are so many overwhelming sources to go to. But Muhammad, you know, if you go to many hadith, Muhammad, even naked men used to ride the Prophet of Islam. There's a hadith from Ibn Mas'ud, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, the Tarjaman al-Quran, the one who wrote the Quran, one of the four. Remember, Ubay ibn Ka'b, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. From the mouth of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Muhammad was walking and he said to Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, wait, don't continue walking, else you're going to die. So Abdullah ibn Mas'ud stopped and Muhammad went, and Abdullah ibn Mas'ud started to see naked men, an army of men start to ride Nabi al-Islam, the Rasul of Allah. Naked men started to jump him and ride him like a little donkey that he was. So, and these are naked, and this is Sahih hadith mentioned everywhere. All right, you can find it in Sunan. In Musnad Ahmad, in Musnad Ahmad, in Suyuti's book, Jalaluddin al-Suyuti, the guy who wrote a Jalalain tafsir. It's mentioned everywhere. Sahih, guys. Yeah. So you're correct, sister. What do you think? Shall we continue?
Let me just let my skin go back to white instead of red, because I'm getting a little, like, I can't believe how embarrassing this would be if I was a Muslim.
Imagine if you're a Muslim and you're hearing this for the very first time.
I feel a lot of sympathy and a lot of love, because people who are not like indwelt with the Holy Spirit, are blinded to the truth and they're deafened, and then Satan can get a hold of them and really just run riot and try and make them believe that the best example for mankind was this guy. Like anyone else, it seems, I mean, just almost everyone else I've ever heard of has got better morals. It's like unbelievable. Yeah, please do carry on.
And they say this is the best of creation, the best example, the pattern of conduct himself, Muhammad. Brother, is this really about Muhammad? Yes, it's, Muhammad. This is the Prophet of Islam. ما ينطق عن الهوى إن هو إلا وحي يوحى. He's only getting divine revelation. He doesn't fabricate anything. This is Allah through Muhammad. This is the prostitution. This is the whore, right, of the Muslim women. Muslim women are whores, right? If you continue, sister. Chapter 56, and this is one of the damaging ayahs that I need to mention, and many people don't know because, again, you're getting false translation. Why, Rob? Here, this chapter and this ayah, chapter 56, ayah 37, it says, "Uruban atraba." What does these two words mean? Look how many words you get for only two words. Is this really the meaning of these two words? No, of course not. Again, nothing but false translation, and I have proof. Let us see what uruban means, sister. Do you have any idea what it could what it means? Do you have any? Take a wild guess.
I would take a guess just from what they're saying the translation is. I imagine that the first part is something to do with, or I don't know, good women, or
it says husbands. It says husbands, right?
So the beloved of their husbands would be nice wives.
The Muslimas, right?
Yeah, I think sure.
Yeah, the married women of the Muslim men, the wives. But what does it mean? What does it really mean? Let us investigate, guys. I have some damaging stuff, and I hope you can take notes. Chapter 56, ayah 37. Let us go. This is the book. This is the book of who? Al-Imam al-Azim, Jalaluddin al-Suyuti. Jalaluddin al-Suyuti, the one who wrote Al-Jalalain, the teacher. You must have heard of Al-Jalalain, right, sister? Tafsir Al-Jalalain. That guy. So Imam Jalaluddin al-Suyuti, that guy, in his book, right, Shaqaq al-Atraj fi Raqaiq al-Ghunuj. In his book, he died in the year 911 Hijrah, after Hijrah, in the year 911. So we know he wrote this book. We know the title of the book. His name is Imam al-Azim Jalaluddin al-Suyuti, the guy of Al-Jalalain. Yeah, that guy. In his book, this is the book. If we go to page 69, I know, guys, bear with me. I'm going to give everything. I'm going to make everything clear. I only want you, guys, to take screenshots from now on because I will provide the English translation too. So what does it say? Here, the same ayah is mentioned. Uruban Atraba, on page 69 of this book. Uruban Atraba, the Quran. Uruban Atraba. Uruban Atraba. So chapter 56, ayah 37. So he's going to explain what urub means. Uruban. Uruban. أطبق المفسرون وأهل اللغة على أن العرب جمع عرب أو عروب وإنها القحبة. Here's the translation, guys. عربا أطرابا. What the Quran? This is Quran. Chapter 56, ayah 37. The commentators, al-mufassirun of the Quran, the commentators of the Quran, and the scholars of the Arabic language, وأهل اللغة, they all agreed on the meaning of uruban. The first word, remember, you have to read from right to left. That's how Arabic language works. Uruban atraba. Uruban. What is the meaning of uruban? Meaning, dohor wa inna al-qahba. You see it, guys? It's in front of you. Uruban atraba. So, here is my own personal translation because you won't find this book yet in English. In Shaqaq al-Atraj fi Raqaq al-Ghunuj of Imam al-Azim Jalaluddin al-Suyuti, the same guy who wrote Tafsir al-Jalalain of the Quran, Jalaluddin al-Suyuti explains the meaning on page 69 for chapter 56, ayah 37. Uruban atraba. Transliteration, how you spell it? Uruban atraba. Uruban, what does it mean? The scholars of the Arabic language and the Mufassirun, the Tafsir daddies, agreed that Urub is the plural of Arub, and the meaning is qahba, a whore. So what are you again in the Islamic Jannah of the pimp of pimp, Allah himself? What are you called? What
I'm
is
a
your
Christian. That's what I am. I'm Nejas. I'm not that thing.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just-
yeah. This is only for the Muslim women, guys. Again, you heard it correctly. Imagine you have a mother. You're a Muslim man. If you have any dignity, ya Muslimin, ya ya Sa'alik, ya Muslimin, do you have any dignity? Your mothers are called whores. Your daughters are called whores. Your sisters and wives are called whores. Where's your dignity? Any Muslim woman who is watching would accept this about herself, who has some percentage of self-respect or dignity? Would you accept that your Allah, your Prophet is calling you a whore? You know, it is what it is. This is Islam, guys. I have nothing to do with it. This is not my book. This is the book of As-Suyuti for tafsir of Uruban Atraba. It's in front of you. What do you want to say, sister, about what you after you heard?
I'm glad you asked. What I want to say firstly is Ephesians 5:25. Imagine the juxtaposition between the filth, let's call it that we just read, and now listen to Ephesians 5:25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself up for it. So, like the greatest, like the love that God has for us, if any, like the real God, obviously, cannot be diminished or increased even an iota. Nothing we can do of ourselves can make him love us more, and no sin we can commit can make him love us less. While we were yet sinners, he loved us perfectly, enough to die for us, to come to earth and die for us. And yet we're like husbands, actually, married men in Christianity are told to love their wives with that kind of reverence, basically, with that perfect sacrificial love. And yet in the Quran, clearly, I don't know, I think they skipped that day when they were stealing bits from the Bible. I don't know.
It's devastating. It's how can you in 2021 accept this about yourself, ya Muslimas? If you really call yourself a man with some morality, some dignity, self-respect, would you accept your mother to be called a whore in the Jannah, in the pimp, his Jannah, Allah and his Prophet, the pimps of pimps, in his red light district? Your Muslim women are called whores? Yes, that's what Islam teaches. And guys, here is more. Here is more. Here is the word that we can find in Tafsir Ibn Kathir too. So it's not only a Jalalain, no, it's everywhere. Taghannuj, ghunuj. What does it mean? Here's the word mas. Now let me copy this word, guys, mas, and put it in Google Translate. What does it mean, sister? Can you read it?
Thanks, Rob. Yeah, it says sucking.
Sucking. Okay, guys, 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1. So you are a whore. You are sucking in Allah's Jannah. 1 plus 1. Let us put 1 plus 1. Ibn Kathir is one of the tafsir daddies, one of the tafsir scholars who agreed on what is reported by Suyuti, as we mentioned on page 69 of his book. Ibn Kathir mentions the following word in his tafsir, taghannuj, ghunuj, meaning to suck. What? To suck what? A pee-pee of a man. This is in Mu'jam al-Ghani. This is the page, Mu'jam al-Ghani, the Arabic lexicon for the meaning of words. What is this? What is the meaning? Ghunuj, taghannuj, ghunuj. What does it mean? In Mu'jam al-Ghani, in the Arabic, official Arabic lexicon, so in other words, Ibn Kathir himself describes how a Muslim woman in Jannah will be. 1 plus 1, a nice little sucking whore. We showed you the word whore in heat. That's what Ibn Kathir mentions. If we add what As-Suyuti, whore, you saw it. Arubana Traba, or whore. And Ibn Kathir mentions the word ghunuj, 1 plus 1. You are as a Muslim woman in the Jannah of Allah, a nice little sucking whore in heat. Qahba, in heat, like As-Suyuti mentioned in his book.
Can I just say that if anybody is in any doubt as to Jibril's demonic nature or the mental illness that must have assailed that poor guy Muhammad, if he existed, for somebody to present themselves to even pagan idol worshippers and tell them not to worry, chaps, if you just come out like and be like bandits with me, if you just come out and subdue these kafir and these like filth, you know, dogs, pigs, donkeys, not to say that the women aren't already that, and like fields to be plowed and all of that nonsense. If you just come with me, when you get to heaven, it's basically going to be this. And yet he's also going to go on to say that the majority of hell is made up of women. How many women are there to go around with the 60,000 little boys who don't bleed? I mean, it's going to be pretty busy up there, guys. And if you think that mile-long erect penises are not going to be having people's eyes out, and there's going to be like quite a lot of, I would say, like accidental casualties of this paradise, I think it's a safer and a much healthier bet for you to just come to Jesus and don't go to hell, because it's a description. It may sound good on the outside, but sin always does. But when you get in there and the little boys aren't bleeding, I don't even want to know what's happening to them. Like, come on, people.
Yeah,
it's just filthy.
Yeah. Yeah. And guys, before anybody, maybe we have a Muslim in the live chat who's going to call me a liar after what I showed you. I mentioned Ibn Kathir. Guys, look what Ibn Kathir says about the same chapter, same ayah, before you even dare to call me a liar. This is Ibn Kathir, sister, chapter 56, all right? Ayahs 27 to 40. Same chapter, same ayahs. Let us scroll down and let us go to what Ibn Kathir has to say about this chapter, this ayah. All right? Let me put... okay. Look, this is Ibn Kathir, guys. Urub, the same word, Uruban, Urub. Sa'id ibn Jubayr reported that Ibn Abbas, the Ibn Abbas, Hubr al-Ummah, the ink of the Ummah, the cousin of Muhammad, the Tarjaman of the Quran, the translator himself of the Quran, Ibn Abbas, he said, they are what? The women are what? They are in an infatuated state with their husbands. So it's talking about the Muslim wives, the Muslim daughters and sisters, the mothers of the Muslim husbands. Haven't you ever seen a she-camel? So that's look how Ibn Abbas is describing a woman in Jannah. Haven't you ever seen a she-camel in heat? What? Horny? Yes, she is horny. The Muslim woman in Jannah, she is like that. Wow. So did I lie, guys? No. And the word that in the Arabic, unfortunately, of course, they're not going to translate it correctly. It's ghunuj, taghannuj. This is the word that you can find in the Arabic. Ibn Kathir. Don't we always say you can never ever put your trust in the English translation of Ibn Kathir? Here's why. Because they have to sugarcoat. Yes, he is giving only the description, right? Women are in heat. These are the women of Islam in Jannah. She's like that. She's in heat. Brother, she's very... But the word taghannuj, we showed you from the Arabic lexicon, Mu'jam al-Ghani, that it's talking about sucking. A Muslim woman is going to suck.
Rob?
1+1, yeah.
Can I just give you a very quick juxtaposition with something from First Timothy, which is it First? Yes, sorry, First Timothy 5. Yeah, so it's pretty. I'm going to skip forward. So I was going to do 5:1 to a lot, but I'm just going to give you the gist of it. So from, well, actually, it says, don't rebuke an older man, but exhort him as a father, meaning have respect for him. The younger men as brothers, the elder women as mothers. So you're to treat elderly women of the congregation as you would your own mother, which I assume even outside of Christianity means don't look at her like she's a she-camel on heat, because no, I haven't ever seen a she-camel on heat. So that is not an eternal verse, really, because Eskimo Muslims, I doubt they've seen them either. But honour the widows. And if any widow has children or grandchildren, let them learn first to show their piety towards their own family and repay their own parents before they go around honouring other people's families. So it's saying learn your love in your own family if your mother is widowed. For this is acceptable in the sight of God. Now she who is a widow indeed and desolate has her hope set on God and continues in prayers night and day. And it says, but she who gives herself to pleasure, whether like a she-camel or not, it really doesn't say. I haven't checked all the commentaries, but I doubt that camels play a part. She who gives herself to pleasure is dead while she lives. So they're pointing out like spiritually dead imaginary women, because all of the women, or the majority, are in hell anyway. But sometimes I just can't. It's a lot of twaddle to get through, to be fair. Like people who have degrees in Sharia, and it's a lot. I can read fiction, you know, like the best of us, but it's a bit sickening and a bit I don't like it a lot. When I first read the Quran, only if I'd have read it as a fiction book, like average. But because it was claiming to be from my God who I love, the author of my favorite book, I was just like, no, it's making me want to vomit. It was just disgusting. Sorry, I'll stop ranting now.
No, sister, you're correct. You know, there's a huge difference, a world apart between what Islam teaches about women, how they are described, what they are called in Islam. They are nothing but horse, you know, for the men in Jannah, but women in Christianity, they are equal. God did, in according to the Bible, God created a man and a woman, and she is part of the man. And God did not create four women like in Islam. You can have four women, all right? Muhammad had unlimited number of women, and every Muslim man, right? If you capture sex slaves, unlimited number of sex slaves, that's nothing but a cult, filthy cult by a filthy najis man in the shape of Muhammad in the 7th century. And as like I said, as long Khadija, his first wife, his boss, the real man in the house, was alive, Khadija herself, as long she was alive, Muhammad would not dare to get any other women in his bed. The moment she dies,
Rob, that implies that he hasn't got divine permission. That means he's either a bit of a cuck at the beginning, when he's because if it's traditional, or if it was the practice of I love the photo. Look at vocab. Sorry, his little face. Right, but if it was traditional for people in that part of the world and that culture to have like polygamous arrangements, that's all fine, kind of thing. But to try and say that you're the only guy who has the full permission of other people's wives, of your son-in-law, like all these women, and yet no respect is due to any of them other than the woman who's one of the richest women in your area, and like, don't do it while she's alive. That means it isn't Allah saying it, it's Muhammad saying it, because otherwise he would have done it from the beginning when he was deemed a prophet by himself.
Exactly. And sister, how many times? I have a question. Since you already saw the picture on the screen, you know David Wood, and this is what was his name? Vocab.
His name's Vocab Malone.
Yeah, Vocab Malone. Yeah, they made a amazing. Man, when I saw that video, that short video, you know, they did like a whole Ramadan videos on Ramadan, and they mentioned in the video, you know, it was funny, hilarious. You should go watch it. They were, you know, they had, this is their Muslim wife, and they are, you know, suckling from her, adult breast suckling.
That though? Who is it? You meme? Is it Sam Shamoon? Like, who is actually under that bed cover? I'm
I
getting a bit.
have no idea what that is. I think maybe it's soda. I don't know. I mean, she's a cow anyway. Milk. Got milk, guys. Maybe maybe we should invite
Once it's on
Mimi
the
Hijab.
postcard.
Yeah, maybe we should invite Mimi Hijab and Farida or Shushu or whatever his name is, Ali Drama, and they can imagine, guys. This is about the adult breast sucking business of Muhammad in the 7th century. I mean, imagine this. Let's say this is Mimi Hijab and this is Ali Drama. Let's say Ali Drama want to go and see Mimi Hijab, and Mimi Hijab is married guy. First, Ali Drama must, drink from the breast of his wife, and then he can enter. So she will become his mahram, right? She becomes unlawful for him, right? He cannot, get aroused by her. So that's what Muhammad said. So this is sunnah, right? But wait, how many times have you heard, sister, that you have to do it in a cup from Muslims? Many times, right?
I've had a daughter. Like, I don't know if all these Muslim women were permanently pregnant from those glasses of milk. I'm not sure about that.
Well, yeah.
Potentially, they may have been barefoot and pregnant quite often. But no, you can express breast milk into a bottle for your baby. But to try and imply that sucking, I can't even say it with a straight face, sucking the breasts of a non-family lady is going to mean you are less desirous of her. Like, what is she dipping her breasts in first? Like, is it mustard? Like, what are they hairy? Like, what is going on over there? And why didn't they invent the TV?
Oh boy.
Like, really?
Yeah. So yeah, they always say when we mention the adult breast sucking, right? You remember the goat of Aisha came in and flipped Muhammad, the dead Muhammad, and she ate the pages from underneath him, right? Those were the ayahs of adult breast sucking, adult sucking, and the ayah of stoning. So the goat of Aisha ate them, so they are not anymore in the Quran, and we should actually find that goat. Yeah.
Let me just say to you, Rob, does that mean that the goat is stronger than Allah? That Allah's word that can't be corrupted has been abrogated.
The sheep is still alive because remember, the Quran is eternal and created. So the sheep ate the Quran. The sheep is still alive. It's eternal sheep of Allah.
No, because maybe they went to the toilet pretty quickly. Maybe it gave them an upset 7 stomachs or whatever. I don't know.
Sister, imagine this is the wife. This is the wife of Mimi Hijab, and this is Ali Drama.
Oh no, I don't know
Yeah,
about.
and guys, look what Mimi Hijab. No, this is Fifi. Where is the? Sorry, I'm searching for what Mimi Hijab said on Twitter. Bear with me, guys. I'm just having fun. This is religion.
He said some pretty despicable things.
This is what he said, guys, and later he removed it. Mimi Hijab on Twitter said, "Okay, can I suck your wife's tit to make her mahram?" And then a Muslim, he said, "What kind of mannerism are these, ya Muhammad Hijab, ya Mimi Hijab? Shame on you for saying that publicly about." And he's talking to another Muslim man. And then Muhammad Hijab, look at the response of this filthy guy who is practicing basically the sunnah of his prophet. Why is it wrong? He believes it's halal. Well, yeah, Muhammad had a tit-sucking business.
Maybe his neck would be aching at this point, but why does he only want to suck one of her breasts? Why is it? I know his spelling isn't always like just the one tit, as it were. Like I don't. Yeah. I can't see it. I can't see like the Most High God saying, "Do you know what, guys? I've been thinking you're all a bit too familiar. Let's sort it all out. If you could all just line up and suck breasts for 10 times, that's a perfectly best example of mankind way of discriminating."
And sister, can you tell me why Boo Noor? I have no idea who Boo Noor is. Why is he angry with Muhammad Hijab? Muhammad Hijab is practicing the sunnah of his prophet. The prophet said to Abu Daifa, your wife must give her titties to Salim.
I tell you
she said, yes. How can I do that? How can I give my breast to he's adult. He has a big beard. Yeah, Rasulullah. And Muhammad started to smile. I know. Muhammad said, I know. He started to smile like a filthy bastard that he is. He said, I know he's adult. I know he has a beard, but you have to suckle him. Suckle him, woman.
I'm going to answer your question. I think Bunor, if he is a Muslim, that, like you said at the beginning, there's many Muslims who don't really know all of this stuff. They stick with the child friendly version. If that's not like an oxymoron, for you might be getting married as a child. But the point is that he's probably more embarrassed that it's on Twitter or on whichever social media that was, that other like kafirs can see it. Do you know what I mean? And that picture, I need it in my life. I need it I need it. Can you please send me it afterwards? Thank you.
Every picture is copyrighted. Sister,
copyrighted. Next time
look, it says RC explained, so it's copyrighted. Okay.
No, well, that's fine. I
will flag your videos if you. Yeah, no, guys.
You try it. You can't flag my bedroom. You can't flag my bookshelf. You won't know. Anyway, everyone else, be aware of copyright, please. Don't muck around.
So, sister, like again, I need to maybe rephrase my question. How many times when we ask the Muslims, right, about adult breastfeeding, the Sunnah of Muhammad, don't they always say you must do it inside a cup? How many times have you heard it?
To be quite honest, I don't go, because I have breasts, maybe that's the thing. I don't like to bring it up. I focus on the goat and whether the goat is all powerful, whether it's all a bit handy, like, and why Aisha's sister has to get involved and all of that. But I don't remember whether it has to be on a plate, a cup, a silver platter, a coconut. I don't know.
The thing is, they go to this hadith, sister. There's only one hadith about the so-called adult breastfeeding must be collected in a cup. Look, in Ibn Sa'd's Tabaqat al-Kubra, here's the source, quoted by Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani. Who is Ibn Hajar, guys? Ibn Hajar is a tafsir, a mufassir, who gives this tafsir about Sahih al-Bukhari. In what? In Fath al-Bari. Maybe you have heard of it. Fath al-Bari by Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, and he is quoting who? Al-Waqidi. So Al-Waqidi, guys, is the guy who gave this hadith. So let us read it, sister, so you will have an idea why they are always talking about adult breastfeeding must be inside a cup, because of this hadith. Ibn Hajar is the one who made it famous. Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, he made this hadith famous. And the Muslims, because they are too embarrassed about the sunnah of their prophet, about the adult suckling business of Muhammad, they have to go to this hadith and this hadith alone. Read with me. An amount of a drink, breast milk, goat milk, was collected in a pot, in a cup or a glass. And Salim used to drink it every day for 5 days. Else, you don't complete the route, right? You must, remember, the ayah came down as 10 sucklings. Later, Allah abrogates it to 5. So he must do it 5 different days. Let's say Monday, Tuesday, and so on, all the way to the 5th day. After this, when he finished, sucking, after this, he used to enter upon her where her head was uncovered. This was permission from Messenger of Allah, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Allah is praying on him to Sahla bin Suhail. But here's the disaster, sister, and I hope anybody can take a screenshot and take notes. Here's the disaster, and here's how to refute their lie. How, Rob? The narrator, as I mentioned, the narrator of this hadith that Ibn Hajar made famous in the Islamic world, the narrator is Al-Waqidi. Who is Al-Waqidi? That's the $1 million question. Who is Al-Waqidi, guys? He is a liar, a fabricator, and all of his hadith are rejected. Now, do you see how Ibn Hajar, Mimi Hijab, Fifi, Sushu, whatever these names of these munafiqeen are, these hypocrites, they all quote a rejected hadith. So do you see how easy it is to reject it? Rob, do you have proof that Al-Waqidi is a fabricator a liar and his hadith is rejected? This specific hadith? Yes. Here. Watch. Guys, watch. Oh boy. You see, this is about Al-Waqidi. He has a very long name. It's about Al-Waqidi. And look how many people are criticizing him. Let us only go to a couple of names who are very, very famous in Islam. Ahmad ibn Hanbal, from the Hanbali jurisprudence, right? One of the four major school of Sunni, right? The major school of thought. Ibn Mu'ayn, Al-Bukhari himself. Wow. Imam Muslim, the student of Imam Bukhari. Sunan Abi Dawud, the guy, Abu Dawud, who wrote Sunan Abi Dawud. An-Nisa'i, and so on, and so on. And one of them is also a Shafi'i, from the Shafi'i school, Sunni school. The Shafi'i. All of them called him a liar. And here is more. Guys, here is more. Let me show you what these people said about Al-Waqidi, the guy who gave this hadith that Muslims love to tell you. You must do it inside the cup, brother. Brother, inside the cup, not direct, not with your lips on the titty, on the nipple. No. The woman must do it inside the cup. So this hadith is of a guy who is a liar and deceiver. Watch. If we go to these people, what they say about him, if we go to these critics, look who these people are that we mentioned. And what do they say? Here, the critics of Al-Waqidi. This guy that we mentioned earlier, Al-Waqidi. Do you see it? Al-Waqidi. Let us start with the first one. Ash-Shafi'i himself. The Ash-Shafi'i. The Ash-Shafi'i. Look what he says about Al-Waqidi. All the books of Al-Waqidi are what, sister? Lies. In Medina, there were 7 men who used to fabricate their authorities, one of which was Al-Waqidi. So he's a known fabricator. All of his books are lies. What?
You're kidding me. There's a liar in Islam. I'm not going to have this sort of slander, Rob. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Let us go to the number 2 guy, Ahmad ibn Hanbal. What did he say about Al-Waqidi? He is a liar, makes alternations in the traditions, and no liar. Al-Waqidi is a liar. An-Nisa'i, who wrote Sunan An-Nisa'i, one of the 6 books of collection, right? If you go to sunnah.com, one of them is An-Nisa'i. That guy who wrote Sunan An-Nisa'i. The liars known for fabricating hadith of the Messenger of Allah, for, according to him, they are such and such, such and such. And the first guy that he mentions is Al-Waqidi. You see it? Al-Waqidi. Let us continue. What does the Imam al-Bukhari, who wrote Sahih al-Bukhari, has to say? Al-Waqidi has been abandoned in hadith. He is matruk al-hadith. His hadith is rejected. He is a liar. He fabricates hadith about Muhammad. What did Muhammad say about people who fabricate hadith about him? Let them take their seat in hellfire. You can find the hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari, sister. So according to al-Bukhari hadith, this guy, Al-Waqidi, who all the Muslims get the hadith from inside the cup, milk inside the cup. This guy, according to Muhammad himself, the Rasulullah, the Prophet of Islam, Al-Waqidi is now in hellfire because he's fabricating hadith. And so look how huge the list is. Here, Abu Dawud, who wrote Sunan Abi Dawud, that guy, look what he says. I do not write the hadith of Al-Waqidi, and I do not report hadith on his authority. I have no doubt that he used to make up hadith. So he's a liar. He's a deceiver, and he fabricates hadith. Yes, look. Ibn Abi Hatim al-Razi. Al-Waqidi fabricates hadith. And so look how huge the list is, guys. Ibn Hajar. Now here comes the munafiq himself, Ibn Hajar, who wrote Fath al-Bari, right? Who wrote Fath al-Bari. Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, basically the tafsir for Sahih al-Bukhari. That Ibn Hajar, who quoted the hadith. You see the same guy. This munafiq, Ibn Munafiq, this hypocrite, who made this hadith famous, that is quoted by Al-Waqidi. Sister, do you see the disaster? This munafiq, look what he says. Al-Waqidi has been abandoned. In spite of vastness of his knowledge. So even this munafiq ibn munafiq says that he is abandoned. Matruk al-hadith. His hadith is rejected. So ya Ibn Hajar, ya munafiq ibn munafiq, why do you quote this hadith if you yourself calling him a liar, a fabricator? You see this is a disaster, sister? Do you see how Muslims put themselves in a horrible situation when they quote a fabricated hadith by a known liar and fabricator, Al-Waqidi?
Can I just ask, so the big long list of basically people throwing him under the bus, this Waqidi guy, there's a similar list for Hafs, who is the one of the most well-known reciters of the
basically same story. Yeah, that's what Imam Bukhari says about Hafs. Yes.
So exactly. Just chuck it all out, people. I mean, it's all right, like as just to do this sort of stuff, just to tear it apart, really. But other than that, if you want to read a book with some integrity, with some of the most beautiful words I've ever read in my whole life, and that's in English, let alone I have no idea in Hebrew or Koine Greek how much more beautiful they are, because there are like plays on words and things that mean, like in English, you can make a double meaning. You can do the same, obviously, in the biblical languages. So we lose a little bit of the meaning. But even so, the stuff that's left is some of the most moving, mind-blowing, like heartwarming. There's never a day when I read my online Bible, which is every day, that I don't highlight like at least two things. Open Secrets can vouch for that in the comments section, because they can see the stuff that I highlight. There's just the most beautiful, like profound, deep, God-breathed scripture. Or you can read basically the stuff of a liar, a madman, someone who didn't return their library books. I think Hafs was a stealer of books.
Exactly.
Or you could read a comic book, but still go and get a Bible, because allegedly, not really, but Allah revealed some of this Bible, and then he got really sloppy and forgetful, and then he came out with and sometimes the sequel is never as good, to be fair, as the first and second film, as it were. But get a Bible just for fun. If you're a Muslim, just there, come to Speaker's Corner. We've got, if you're in England or London, we've got free literature. I'll give you a Gospel of John, some of the highest Christology in the New Testament, and just compare it on your own, in your bedroom. No one's saying you have to buy the T-shirt, as it were, or walk around, or even give an opinion. You don't have to do that. But for your own integrity, get some Bible verses. I'll give you Romans 8:28, Jeremiah 29:11-13. Those are two off the top of my head that are beautiful. The ones about love, when it tells you, if you have this but you have not love, you are nothing. And love is patient, and love is kind, and it doesn't envy, and it doesn't boast. And Muhammad he definitely envies, he definitely boasts. He's not patient, he's not kind. He's a clanging cymbal. He's just a noise, is what the Bible's telling us. Just do it for your own reference. Nobody will know. Nobody, Allah won't know, because he doesn't watch over you. He has to nip down to the lowest heaven just to strain his Wi-Fi signal to get your prayers. So trust me, but the God who sees you in secret, like my God, Rob's God, most of the people in the chat's God, he will see, and he will be able to give you a way to come to Jesus, because Muslims are already telling me over and over again, but Kay, they say, we love Jesus. Apart from Abbas, who told me that Jesus is a liar, and I really got I was shouting at him a bit.
No one who is listening, guys, no one who is listening should accept that your Jesus is called Isa. Because Isa, sister, the word Isa means the semen of the camel. In Arabic, Maniyu Jamal. Maniyu Jamal means semen of the camel. That's what Isa means. So guys, remember, Muhammad used to steal and plagiarize from here and there, right? He must have heard the Arabic-speaking Jews calling Jesus Yeshua. That's his real name in Arabic,
No,
Yeshua al-Masih.
he heard. I don't
Yeah,
believe that.
they used
I
to.
think he heard the Eastern Syriac dialect, which is Isho,
No, no,
and
no,
then
no, no, sister, no.
no,
Because, no, the Arabic word Isa,
yes, sir.
the Arabic word Isa means the semen of the camel. Al-Is, Isa, semen of the camel. Here's proof, sister. I got it from the Arabic lexicon, right? Who? From the Arabic lexicon. So don't ever, guys, don't ever accept Muslims calling your true Jesus Isa. Here, meaning of Isa, Al-Is. The root word is Al-Is. If we go to the Arabic tafsir and we go even to the Arabic lexicon, we find the true meaning of the name. The semen of the camel, Maniyu Jamal, right? But the real name of Jesus in Arabic is Yeshua. Yeshua. This is his name. Glory to his name. Yeshua al-Masih. There's nothing called Isa. Isa is a fabrication. It's an insult. And Muhammad must have heard it because the Jews, right, of Medina, which was called Yathrib back in the old days, before Muhammad conquered it. In Yathrib, in Medina, the Jews would maybe have insulted Jesus by calling him Isa. Isa. And we showed you the meaning of Isa is the semen of the camel. So when Muslims actually adopted it, they adopted the insult of the Jews about Isa, about Jesus, Yeshua al-Masih, right? Yeshua al-Masih. Glory to his name. There's nothing called Isa. All right? What do you want to say about this, sister?
I want to say that I've often argued against the name Isa, only in as much as it's nothing to do with God saves, because Yeshua,
yes,
like the miracle of the Bible, like the amount of times Muslims say to me, but where does he say he's God? For one, Hebrews 2:8, the Father calls Jesus Christ God. That's case closed, end of story. Like, go
exactly.
home now, Muslims.
Yeah, Hebrews, you can find it in Hebrews. Yeah.
The angel of the Lord, or not the angel of the Lord, an angel of the Lord comes to the like, where the baby's going to be born, or when the baby is born, the baby Jesus, and says, you will call him Yeshua, which means Yah saves, God saves, because he, the baby, like in brackets, will save his people. So the angel is literally saying, you'll call him God saves because he will save. And therefore the direct inference is he is God and he will save. And Isa has nothing to do. And now that I know that, it makes me feel a little bit sick.
Yeah, don't you get disgusted? Guys, don't you get disgusted that Muslims adopted the name, which the true hidden meaning of it means the semen of the camel? Maniyul ghanam. That's what Isa means. This is not my God. This is not my Lord. This is not my Savior. Muhammad is actually insulting the real Jesus by calling him Isa. Did you catch it, guys? So how are you not getting disgusted when they call our Lord and Savior Isa? There you go. This is the real meaning of Isa, guys.
Also, Rob, I think one of the most hated names on Judgment Day, if I'm not mistaken, is King of Kings or King of Peace.
That's the hadith right there. You're actually you just took it out of my mouth. But yes, King of Kings, guys. King of Kings is the most hated name according to Muhammad. Right? The King of Kings, according to Muhammad, will be the hated names. Right? Look, here is the hadith, and this is what I think. This is Sahih al-Bukhari. Look, Sahih al-Bukhari. It's Sahih al-Bukhari. Yes, look. Sahih al-Bukhari, hadith number 6205. It's on the screen. Narrated Abu Huraira, Allah's messenger. So Muhammad himself said it? Yes. Muhammad said, the most awful name in Allah's sight. We know Allah is Satan, and we know that Muhammad is the messenger of Satan. 1 + 1. So in the most awful name in Allah's sight on the day of resurrection will be a man, Jesus, calling himself Malik al-Amlak, the King of Kings. Did you catch it? Do you see how Satan, Satan, Allah, and his messenger, how they hated Jesus? Because Jesus called himself the King of Kings. You see?
Rob, I got another one.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm getting excited as if this twaddle means anything, but I really want to help Muslims like come out of this cult. Another one is that Muhammad, bless his little cotton socks, is going to basically F Mary, the mother of Jesus, like Mary, the real one, not the daughter of Imran, not that Maryam. That he's going to have nikah, which is just basically legal sex with Mary and a few other random chicks who happen to be like I can't remember now. There's more. Obviously.
Yes.
Like, what a
if you go to Qisas al-Anbiya, right? Qisas al-Anbiya by Ibn Kathir. Qisas al-Anbiya by Ibn Kathir. Again, Qisas al-Anbiya by Ibn Kathir, you will find that one of the women that Muhammad will have sex with in Jannah will be Mary, the mother of Isa. So do you see how Muhammad loved to insult Jesus and his mother? He called him the most awful name, the King of Kings, that's Jesus. And his mother, Muhammad will, God forbid, man. How are you not getting disgusted, guys? According to Muhammad, in Qisas al-Anbiya by Ibn Kathir, Muhammad will have sex with Mary, the mother of Isa. What do you want more, sister? How much more proof, guys, do you want that Muhammad hated Jesus and he wanted only to insult Jesus and rob him from his divinity? That's why he created Islam, for his sexual pleasures and to rob Jesus his divinity. Crystal clear in front of you. Try not to get disgusted, guys, from Islam. And you always say, some Christians say, Rob, Christian, you're so rude with Islam. Go easy on Islam. Go easy with the Muslims. How can I go easy on Islam when Islam is created to insult my Jesus, to insult his mother, right, and rob him from his divinity? Go ahead, sister.
Yeah, I'm just looking. In fact, I'm going to get a different verse from the ones I had. I just want to basically cleanse the spiritual area of this like street because he's just a tramp. I don't know how to put it in a less East London way. He's a very poor representative of my God. If Satan had made up his own religion, which he clearly has, he stopped short of denying the real God. He wants to call him the most hated person. He wants to say that his mother's going to be engaging in sexual deviance in Jannah. All of this crap. But like even Satan doesn't deny the existence of the one true God because he can't, because he knows that there's lies and then there's just stupidity. Like what Satan does actually is denies himself. He makes us believe that he's not there, and therefore we will believe that we are detestable. We are the ones who are evil, and that he's not even there. It's literally the opposite of the devil made me do it. He wants us to think that we are the ones like hated by God, or do you know what I mean, detested by nature, but it's actually him. So where is the one that I'm looking for? Right, I think I found it. Hold on. Right, this is 1 Corinthians 13. This is one of my, I've got so many, but it is one of my genuine like all-time favorites. It says, and it's not to do with women necessarily, but it is to do with how beautiful the Bible is and how much wisdom we find there when all we find is sex, lies, and twaddle elsewhere. So if I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. And then it tells us that love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, i.e. like camels on heat. It doesn't dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, and it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. We know the truth is
Amen.
Jesus Christ. It
Amen.
always
Amen.
protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails.
Glory to
Like,
his name.
yes,
Hallelujah.
amen.
Sister, I once had a debate. I once had a debate with a Muslim, and when I used to debate Muslims on the old platform called Paul Talk, where
Hmm.
Christian Prince is from, all the old school debaters, where I used to debate many years ago. I once asked a Muslim, imagine if Muhammad would be alive and Muhammad would have walked on the street, and you are walking on the street, you are maybe, it's Corona time now. You are walking on the street with your beautiful wife. Let's say you are married, you have a very beautiful wife. You're a Muslim man. And Muhammad happens to pass by and he looks lustfully at your wife and he wants to have her. What would you do? You know what he said to me? He said, I would divorce her and I give her to Muhammad. Well, where do you think they got this from? From the Quran. Where? From the Quran, chapter 30, 33, ayah 50. Here, this is Tafsir al-Qurtubi. Tafsir al-Qurtubi. And sister, I provided the links because some people are asking for the links
Sure.
in the program that you are using to stream.
Yeah.
I put it in StreamYard, so maybe you can put those links in the live chat, and I will, because I can't post links.
No, that is the live chat. What you can see on StreamYard is the live chat from YouTube.
Yeah,
It's
but
the same.
it's not posting the links, so you need to copy them and post them in the live chat on YouTube, sister.
I'll look for them and I will do
Yeah.
it now.
So these are the privileges, guys, that we're mentioning. 16 privileges, not one, not two, not three, but 16. Muhammad had 16 privileges that no other Muslim man had. So he had a VIP pass plus incest. Muhammad, guys, one of the 16 privileges that I really get disgusted from is, and that I mentioned, is the 10th one, al-ashir. The ashir, the 10th one that Muhammad had, that no other Muslim man had, and we mentioned this already. إذا وقع بصره على امرأة واجب على زوجها طلاقها وحل له نكاحها. What does that mean? It means that if Muhammad is passing by and he starts to lust after a woman, a married woman, her husband must immediately divorce her and give her to Muhammad so that Muhammad can do nikah to her. وَحَلَّ لَهُ نِكَاحُهَا. You see it? And this is this is about what? About Zayd. Zayd, the adopted son of Muhammad. You see it? Zayd min هذا المعنى. Zayd, this is the meaning for Zayd, the adopted son of Muhammad. Muhammad lusted after his wife, Zainab bint Jahsh, the adopted wife. Sorry, the wife of his adopted son, Zainab bint Jahsh, who happens to be the daughter of Muhammad, the daughter-in-law. Muhammad, one day, he comes and knocks on the door. Hey, Zayd, ya ibni Zayd, my son Zayd, are you there? Muhammad is knocking. No answer. And then Muhammad, look at this filthy guy. He enters and he sees Zainab half naked. And he says, Subhan muqallib al-qulub. Glory to Allah who starts to make my heart beat for Zainab. So Muhammad blames Allah for lusting after his daughter-in-law. And as you see, the Quran makes it halal for him. Brother, this is prophet, brother. Is this a prophet or this is nothing but a lustful man? You see why I call them? You see, sister, all the puzzle pieces are fitting in their right places. This is why I show this picture, guys, in the beginning of the live show. Did you catch it? And I provided the links, and maybe sister, she already provided. Okay,
already, but it's quite busy in there. But what you can do now is post the links yourself, because I just made you an admin because I forgot.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So you see, I see the links already. So yeah, they are showing up. So I don't need to post them again. So yeah, we provided all the 3 links that we use, guys, and it's crazy, man. How can you believe that Muhammad is a man of God? Ya Muslimin, how do you accept? And maybe we can wrap this up, sister, because I really have to go soon. Thank you for inviting me. But how, Ya Muslimin? How do you accept that Muhammad, right? How do you accept that Muhammad is calling your mothers, sisters, your wives and daughters whores in Jannah? Uruban atraba. This is the Quran, chapter 56, ayah 37. Right? And we showed you from As-Suyuti's book, Jalaluddin As-Suyuti, who wrote Tafsir al-Jalalain, that guy, Tafsir, Uruban atraba, the meaning of Urub, meaning وَإِنَّهَا الْقَحْبَةِ, the whore. She is the whore. So you are a whore in Allah's Jannah. Well, congratulations, ya Muslimin. Do you have any dignity? Do you have any self-respect to accept this about your mother, your sister, your daughter? This is Islam 101, guys.
Okay, so I got what I'm gonna say is, for Muslim ladies, like, I'm happy. I know that you may feel very uncomfortable, even just hearing a guy like Rob is a guy, spoiler alert, speaking about that. I felt quite embarrassed, and I'm not even a Muslimah. But with all due respect and love, you are more than welcome to come to my Discord, the SoCo Discord server. Rob is also there. You can tag him there and he can help us out maybe. But just click the link that's in the description box. If it doesn't work, let me know in the comment section. I'll put in a new one. Other than that, I want to leave. I mean, there's so many like things of the Bible that it would take a lifetime to like the true meaning of them and the depth of them. But this verse in Titus, which is written by St. Paul, says, and it's Titus 2:3-5, it says, and that older women likewise be reverent in behavior, not slanderers, nor enslaved to too much wine, rather, teachers of that which is good, that they may train the young wives to love their husbands, to love their children, to be sober-minded, chaste, meaning
Amen.
the opposite of an on-heat camel. I don't know what camels have got to do with it, but yeah, to be sober-minded. I'm never going to look at a camel the same again. To be sober-minded, chaste, workers at home, kind, being in subjection to their own husbands. Never let a Muslim apologist or Christian polemicist tell you that women are supposed to be submissive to men in Christianity. That's not the case. Your brother, sure. Your father, yes. Your husband, certainly. But a Muslim man, you don't owe them any submissiveness. You don't have 50% of a brain, even if you are a Muslim lady. It's just not true. Even your own brain must tell you that you're probably more clever than they are at this point. And it says also, so in subjection to their own husbands, that God's word, we know that God's word is Jesus Christ, and I can explain the Godhead and everything to you. It's not as confusing as, following a paedophile, for example, that God's word may not be blasphemed. So come to Jesus. I sound like Jay Smith now, but have a go. Say a sincere prayer. Leave the word Allah off the front, although it does mean God. I'm reliably informed. Just pray a private prayer with repentance. Just be like, it's easy to be sorry. Just sincerely be penitent and ask God just for clarity. And I'm going to warn you as well, Muslim ladies, that it's not always very comfortable coming to the truth. The saying, the truth hurts. When you first get close to the real religion of truth, not largely truthful or largely peaceful, the actual religion of truth is Christianity, you will find that Satan does not want to let you go, and you'll find some kickback. But if you just stick with it, I'm more than willing to help, and so are my admins. I know that for a fact. Some of them that are ladies, they spend a lot of time praying for you all anyway, and we go through the Bible regularly. And please don't be embarrassed to ask any questions. Give yourself a screen name that doesn't give away anything if that's what you want, and you can just give us a private message over there, and we're more than willing to help you. And that goes for Muslim men too, as long as you're not all capital letters and a sense of entitlement and arrogant. Even if you are, we still love you because we're commanded to.
Amen.
And because it's so much nicer than hating people. I mean, all these camel stories I've got to get through, like, I'll make time. So that's what I've got to say about that.
Yeah, sister, thank you for this awesome session.
You're welcome.
Thanks to the Lord, glory to his name. all that we do, we are here to serve for the glory of Christ. Nothing more, nothing else. We are here to serve. I hope you benefited from today's live show, guys. Again, Sister Kai, may our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, bless your
Amen.
ministry, your YouTube channel, everything what you do on Speaker's Corner. And thank you for having me. God bless the audience. Thank you for listening, guys. Thank you for being here. And thank you for allowing me to be your sister. It was an honor
You're
to be with you
always
here.
welcome.
Thank you,
All right,
sister.
and so everybody, please do like, share, and subscribe. Then go and subscribe to Rob's 2 channels. One of them is Rob Christian. One of them is like Rob Christian 2. And no, it's not. It's the other one. One's got the RC picture, and one's got the one you recognise, the old one.
Yeah.
Subscribe to both of them, because we never know when the hand of Allah, aka YouTube, may just land at any time. The 2 hands on the right hand side, whatever. Just it's all nonsense. Come to Jesus. But yeah, please don't think we're doing this out of anything other than love, because it's definitely not for fame or money. Let me let you know
Amen.
that.
God forbid. God forbid.
It's so not. Yeah. Anyway, God bless you all. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with the lectures. Rob will be back with the 17-hour, I'm sure. Like, you know, his one of his mammoth live streams where he can't speak for 2 days afterwards. And yeah, we'll both see you again soon. Lots of love.
God
Bye-bye.
bless. God bless, guys. Thank you.
Bye.